There's been months of speculation about how Clayton Echard's season of The Bachelor ends, but according to him, not one person has guessed correctly so far. For years, former host Chris Harrison hyped up the finale of every lead's love story, promising viewers it would be the most shocking thing they've ever seen. More often than not, it wasn't. Yet after 26 seasons, it appears Bachelor Nation will finally be stunned. Clayton recently opened up about his controversial journey to former Bachelorette Kaitlyn Bristowe on her Off the Vine podcast. When Clayton's tenure as The Bachelor began, many thought it was going to be a lackluster season. After his early elimination by Bachelorette Michelle Young and barely getting screen time, he was hardly anyone's first pick for Bachelor. However, as his journey reaches its conclusion, Clayton's season is quickly becoming one of the most talked about in franchise history. Social media exploded following Tuesday night's episode, which featured an intense scene between Clayton and Susie Evans. Upon learning that he was physically intimate with both Rachel Recchia and Gabby Windey, Susie became upset, much to the anger of Clayton, and left. At this point, fans are guessing a few scenarios: he ends up with Rachel or Gabby, ends up with no one, or reunites with Susie. But based on Clayton's Off the Vine interview with Kaitlyn, there may be a fourth option that people aren't anticipating. He told her, "I think nobody has the slightest clue of what's going to happen. I'm online a lot and I'll just say that I haven't seen one person get it right." Clayton went on to address the slew of hateful and judgmental messages he's been receiving since Susie's departure aired and asked his followers to pause before hitting send. "Everyone's making these judgments, and no one is even close to correctly pinning what happened," he said. "I think I would just tell people to reserve judgment until they see the full story." Many podcast listeners praised Kaitlyn for conducting an empathetic interview with Clayton. A number were also sympathetic toward how he must be feeling. One commenter said, "This is a man who's emotional and doing his best. He put it all out there. He's only human, he's not a superhero, and we aren't watching a movie. This is life." Another noted that he looked sad during the interview. Others were not as forgiving and criticized him for not issuing a public apology to Susie. Meanwhile, several took wild guesses at what will happen on the final 2 episodes, including Clayton ending up with Kira Mengistu, who tried to shoot her shot with Clayton on Women Tell All, or Sally Carson, who left before the experience even began due to a recently ended engagement. Hopefully, the season wraps up with some sort of happy ending, something The Bachelor viewers haven't witnessed in a while. Season 25 concluded on a dark note as Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell took some time apart after photos surfaced of her at a racist fraternity party. Prior to Matt was Peter Weber, who called things off with fiancée Hannah Ann Sluss to be with Madison Prewett, only to split from her as well. In fact, Season 17 lead Sean Lowe is the last Bachelor to still be with his first pick, Catherine Giudice. Will Clayton follow in the path of one of these predecessors or create his own unique final chapter?
Hoping it, like this, like this, like this, hoping it.